Well, good morning, fellow Canadians. You guys are launching your country and it is exciting. But anytime you're starting something new, it does not come without changes, difficulties, movements, change of plans, you name it. Ken Bailey is a host on this call every morning, and one of his favorite comments always is, it's the second mouse that gets the cheese. And the reason for that is the first mouse sets the trap. He dies, and then the next mouse comes in and eat until he's fat and happy. And I just encourage you, all of you in Canada have been the first mouse. We're trying to break ground with PartnerCo in Canada. We're trying to get products on the ground there. They're working behind the scenes feverishly, but there are so many moving parts in this world. And for those of you that live in Canada, you guys know that your Canadian government protects you well. And there's always something else they need from PartnerCo to go live up there. So that brings us to today. We are going to be delayed maybe a week to 2 weeks now on the drops. And the big call we were expecting tonight has been postponed. So, Lucy, I'm going to turn it over to you to share with us what's going on and what the government needs and the timeline they've given us.
Thank you so much, Todd. And yeah, I mean, he's right. It's anything that we do, but I think it's the same thing in your business as well, is there's always going to be setbacks, and they can either, knock you out, or they can define who you are as a leader, and you can find a way to get back up, and you have to keep leading your people. So registering products and bringing a new product to market, as I am not joking, to me, it's almost as difficult as giving birth. And that is because of all the logistics that you have to go through. And when you're dealing with countries such as Canada or Korea, or even some of the European countries, Australia, they make it that much more difficult. And it seems to be like right now in Canada, maybe it's because we're an American company, they make it even more difficult. But it's just a law that they have, that once we do our own testing and we ship all the product over to Canada,
Hey, Lucy, for a footnote, we're not an American company. We're a Puerto Rican company.
well,
We're headquartered in Puerto Rico.
right. Yeah, that's
There's a
right.
difference.
But Puerto Rico, the last I saw it, it was part of the USA. So, even though that is an island out there, but the law is, whether it doesn't matter where and these drops are coming from Europe. They're not even coming in from the US. But anyway, they've passed through customs. They're in our warehouse. They're sitting there. But the Canadian government requires that they have two different labs testing, and one of the labs wants to do further testing. Can't do it till July 1st. July 1st is Canada's birthday, and so it's a national holiday, just like July 4th. Just for anybody who's building in Canada, that day is really not a day to have calls or anything. So at this point, I'm not particularly sure when. I do know, as I've been talking to many of the Canadian leaders, that we will not do another Zoom until we know that that particular moment, everything is taken care of and we are ready to sell. So all I can do is, as we go into July, give you updates, and then we hope. And meanwhile, I say the good news in this situation is we can continue your drop talks with the American drops, everything. You don't have to change. And I think Reese yesterday, or Todd, you told me you were scrambling to try and get boards and everything ready, so we can take this as, all right, we've got a little bit more time now to adjust everything, to get the team, to get the information that we need. And so we have been blessed with a little bit more time to be able to get that done. It's not the outcome we all wanted. I so wanted to be doing that Zoom tonight and launching, because we've been working on this for so long, but it is what it is. So I say, all right, let's just deal with what we have to deal with, continue to do business the way you've done it. We won't change anything in the system. And then we should be able to know at least 7 days once we get the green light when we're going to be able to host a call. Because I also have to coordinate that with Mark and Dr. Plant as well.
So,
that's where we're at.
Here's really good news on everything. So today, we were working on this feverishly yesterday, thinking the launch would be tonight. So we will have a 4-minute video from Kristen White on the day and night drop. She is making that today. I will also be making one today, and we're going to record Dr. Plant one morning early next week. And then Christy and Mary, you guys have already been building the boards app out with all the day and night drop information. So once we get y'all these videos, Christy and Mary, anything y'all want to share there, you'll have everything ready to roll on y'all side?
Yeah, we spent most of the day yesterday updating the board and everything, so we'll be ready to roll.
How
Okay, so
how
they'll
is
get we'll get
everybody? How is everybody with the transition? Because one of the good news is when people register for a Zoom, is that you're also able to communicate with everybody on that Zoom, and we were able to message everybody fairly quickly. I was really impressed actually by how fast the communication got out there. Honestly, I would say it took us 2 hours to let everybody know this was happening, which is a huge improvement. But that's partly because A, we have a chat with the leaders, B, we have them register for a Zoom. So I think it is important going forward in the future when there is an announcement like that that people register so that we can communicate with people if there's any changes or anything.
Yeah, so I know Reese, Carmen, Shorty. I don't know if Chris and Joni are here this morning or Bob, but anybody wants to share anything, y'all go ahead from the Canadian side.
I will say, one thing about the delays, we definitely didn't want the delays or anything like that, but it did give us time, give everybody time to actually get their heads wrapped around changing these drops, going over to the European version, this new formula. So we got through, that was going to be the biggest hurdle, is getting everybody's mindset. And I think, Lucy, everybody did a great job in Calgary getting that mindset shifted.
Yeah.
And now we've just got a little bit more time to fine tune that. And when these things hit, guys, they're going to hit hard, and we're going to take off crazy. And then once we get the shipment from the boat, Lucy, can I ask, when the shipment from the boat comes in, when we get our normal shipments coming in, are we going to have to wait on
Yeah.
every single
It,
lot? Is it going to be the
yeah.
same thing?
It's the same thing. Yep.
So
And
probably
that's,
two or
yeah.
3 weeks through kind of testing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we
Gotcha.
tested ourselves. Hopefully they will have learned more with this first batch coming
Gotcha.
in, how to expedite it. And we've got Dr. Plant looking at it too. But things happen. For example, DHL had a strike in Canada last week, which delayed one of the samples getting to the lab on a particular. So around the world, even with the product that you guys were expecting to have in Columbus, Ohio, so let's bring it back to the United States, that again, it is one of the most difficult things we do is bringing a new product to market and having that perfect timeline. Really, you almost want to have the product done 6 months beforehand, but you've got an expiration product a date on a product as well. So you want that product coming into market as soon as possible. So you've got the longest possible expiration date, whether it be it, I think in this case it's 2 years, but in some of the cases products have 1 year expiration date. So if you were to wait for the perfect date and make sure you could have lost 3 months. So there's risks you take. And I was just like, all right, law of attraction, we're just going to say this is the date they gave us. It's going to be ready. And if not, we will adjust. And that's what we had to do.
So yesterday, Kristen White and I, thanks to Sarah helping us, but we were AI and all of the ingredients. So we have everything that ChatGPT says about the ingredients, everything that
Yeah.
Grok says about the ingredients, everything that my master's degree mind knows about the ingredients, and then Kristen White from our CrossFit world. We were all going through it, and Kristen and I talked late yesterday, and we're in total agreement that these drops are better for weight loss. So for those of you out there that want to burst through plateaus and lose significant weight, you're going to love the day and night drops. Also, the nighttime drops are only once a day at night. And every single person we talk to trying to grab these stories and understanding of them all say that their sleep is better and they can't live without them. As a matter of fact, Reese, your wife got her hands on some day and night drops. And I think Ashley said the same thing, that her sleep is so much better on the night drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves the night drops. She loved the day and night drops that we get. So we keep some here because you can order them from the NFR side.
I
Share that
think
real
it'll
quick.
be, yeah. What we've seen happen too is, I was really surprised in Australia, they have the day and night drops, but we introduced the snap drops. And so you're always sitting there going like, okay, is this going to change everybody the way they do business? Are they all going to go for the snap drops, or are they just going to? And honestly, if you talk to like Sonia Evans, who's one of our top leaders over there, she said, no, it opened up a whole new market for us. And so we will allow one box of the US Slendrix, because sometimes when you start in a weight loss program, you don't want to change what you're doing. You're terrified. You're on a roll. you know, like any little thing. But obviously, people starting anew should go with the Canadian one because they can fully use the system of growth. Then everything that you train people on, everything, and that's what it means, and it makes customers feel better when it's a registered product. So we are not taking a deep breath on this at all. It's still really important. I heard from John Wadsworth last night too. He's all over it as well. I mean, we had a wonderful time up in Canada. It was really more like a Canada launch than a Canada Connect, which is what it should have been, you know, all about celebrating all the hard work that everybody's put into it. But I think that just watching, look at how the leaders have responded. They've taken a deep breath. They've said, too bad. All right, let me know when it's ready. I'm really impressed. Maybe that's just PartnerCo partners, or maybe it's people who take the drops. It just gives you that positive mindset.
I think Shorty, do you want to add something?
I believe he did. Here you go, Shorty. I'm asking you to unmute.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say, and thanks, Lucy, on these new drops coming to Canada, and this is for all the Canadians, it's a bit of a different perspective. I hope I have 10,000 people on my team before those new drops arrive. I'm going to say that once more. I hope I have 10,000 people on my team by the time those new drops arrive. Imagine that. Like, however big your team is now is cool, but if you had 10,000 people on your team and then they introduce these new drops with ordering 10, 20, 30 packs, what's going to happen to your business? So that's my focus, is building 10,000 people in the next week or two, which I know is almost impossible, but there is a chance. So that's what I'm on about. Thank you, guys.
Oh, you got this. No fixing horse teeth today. You just got to work the business. And Billy Hagee, another senior officer up in Canada. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm driving, so I don't have my video on, but I just want to say, like, don't forget, before these drops ever, like, you're on a roll in your business. Don't let it stop you.
That's right.
So we still have incredible products, an incredible system of growth that 30 days ago was everything that you did and how you built your business. So don't let this delay, like, act as if these drops aren't going to launch until September 1st now. And keep on working your business as usual, and don't take your foot off the gas because of this. Like, remember, we do have incredible products still. The drops that we have access to are amazing. So don't let this be a reason for you to take your foot off the gas and take a break until these launch. Just keep going. Your customers that you are sharing with are not ultimately going to know the difference. So just keep rolling with it and transition them when they do drop, because it could be, I mean, I've seen what Health Canada can do, and they can take their sweet time. So just assume that's going to happen and keep building your business as usual with the awesome products we do have access to.
Yes, I also wanted to jump in there. This is Popolo Boy.
Hey, Popo.
I agree with her. I mean, I've been through product launches in the past so many times, different countries, Africa, Haiti, and all that. So I understand the back and forth. But regarding our drops, really, customers don't even know the difference. I mean, really, it doesn't change what we do, you know. So to me, it doesn't bother me at all. You know, I mean, when they come, they come. But as far as the customers and the new leaders will bring them on board, people barely know the difference. You know, they don't even know the difference. I mean, we have to tell them that this is not a day and night drops, and this is the Send Direct and Accelerate. So it's us, the leaders. Yes, we know the behind the scenes, but when we're building teams, it doesn't matter at all. That's just my perspective. So, you know, it's all good. When they come, we'll celebrate and we'll take it to another level. But for now, you know, business as usual, and it doesn't really change anything. You know, the momentum we have, everything we're doing, will still keep going. So that's all I wanted to add. Thank you so much.
That sounds like Dr. Plant's approach to the difference in the drops as well. I just wanted to add one more thing for all of the Canadians too, just to give you a heads up. I know we're being recorded. Shouldn't really say this, but we have to deal with the tariffs on a couple of products that we import into Canada. And the reason we have not started to charge people is because I know on July 8th, there's another meeting happening, and it's possible we won't have to add the tariffs. And I didn't want to add a line item that said surtariff and then take it away 2 weeks later. So we're paying that right now on the products for the people. And those three products are Blue Frog, Giving Greens, and MOA. July 8th if it comes back that we have to continue to pay the 25%, oh, and the Skincerity as well, that product, but that's OTG in Canada, but the next import will have to pay that. So on July the 8th, if we still have to continue to pay that, we will then start adding that as a line item every time you order Giving Greens or Moa. There will be another 25% charge. So if I were you, I would order it now. That is my suggestion.
OTG means on the ground.
Yeah.
And guys, don't get caught up on all the variations of, oh, I want to go try these day and night drops, things like that. We're still building with our system with our 10 packs and 30 packs here in the United States. So make sure we're still focusing on that. Yeah, if you want to try it, you can get on the NFR cart, but don't get focused on, okay, we're going to go try to we've got what we need in the States. Canada's getting what they need in Canada. The snap packs are working great over there. That's not for us yet. Yeah, maybe it will be, maybe it won't, but focus on what we got right now. And I see a lot of questions rolling, and I know everybody's trying to fill those. No, it's fine, Lucy. I just, it's very easy.
Too many countries.
But I also just want to say this is an IPA in itself, just in the fact that you see how all these leaders that just spoke, and the people in the chat, you've seen them, business as usual, we're resilient, that is the mindset you have to have. You can't let the emotions drag you back down. Yes, I mean, I even hit my emotional point yesterday with it, but I vented to the correct person and then apologized, and then we went on. And then you just got to go with your team, and you've got to be positive and keep that positivity going, because everything happens for a reason, and it's going to be worth it when we get there.
That's right. These are the ingredients that you have to cook with this week. And your job is to be the very best chef you can possibly be. And they may change, but those are what you have. And that is the message that comes down from John and from Katie and from Dr. Plant, but I hear it from the leaders all over the world as well. Like, you can't look at what someone else has had. You have to know what you have, and they all work. Our job is to make sure you've got the very best products wherever you are.
Something I want to add in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Todd.
No, you go ahead, please.
One thing I just want to say, kind of going back to what Reese said, everything happens that's first and foremost, but also it's how we handle those hardship. That is the most important thing. And as everyone has already said, just keep moving forward. Like Lucy just said, we're going to be the best chefs in the world with what we have, the ingredients that we have. So just keep moving forward.
That's funny, Sarah. You've been hanging around me too much.
I know, right?
Because that's how I was going to close this segment out. Is that in every situation in life, there is positive and negative, and it's your choice how you view it, and it's your choice how you move forward with it. I would encourage all of you to vent up, meaning Reese and I, and then Reese and I will yell at Lucy. That's the vent up. Lucy, you're the catch-all. I guess you can call and yell at John. I don't know who you talk to, but
this is, yeah, I can. But no, I go to operations. That's my event.
so it just keeps moving up. But do not put negativity in your chats. Yeah. People in those chats do not pay attention. They're here like 1% of the week. Like, you've got to be positive 100% of the time. And I say this all the time. Negative people don't know they're negative, but I'm in a lot of your chats, and there was some negative movement yesterday. Check yourself. Call me, yell at me all you want, tell me all the bad things, and I'll either tell you you're right or try to fix it. And sometimes you're right. And sometimes when I'm mad at the company, I'm right. And sometimes I'm not. But when I'm mad, I tell them, I don't tell y'all. So it's like, you got to get really good at that if you're going to lead people. And it's not easy. It's a self-reflection daily, because the emotions will jerk you around minute by minute, hour by hour, and day by day if you let it. And so feed your mind positive things, learn how to say positive things. Do not let negative things come off your tongue. It's the biggest IP I could ever give you for building a network marketing business, because what you say can and will be held against you in our industry. Just know that forever and always.
100%.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Lucy. Anything you want to share closing out for Canada, and then we'll move on to our IPAs?
No, I think, that Canada is doing extraordinarily well. It's very stable. Very stable. And that's thanks to many leaders that we have up there. It's not one or two, it's many leaders, and everybody doing their bit, however they've worked the business, and the support they each give each other. Phenomenal. So I'm just incredibly grateful that I get to work with Canada, and I also get to work with the US and the rest of the world. And we will keep you updated. And I think if you feel like you need an update, you can always reach out and ask. And I'll work closely with Todd and Reese. And if I don't talk to many of you before the 1st of July, have a phenomenal Canada Day. So thank you, everybody.